I would say beyond onions, peppers are probably my favorite family of plants to grow. We just love eating peppers and having pepper medleys with almost every meal in the summer. So over the years, we've grown them for a long time. We've developed some strategies on how to get the most out of the harvest from your peppers. We're going to do power pruning your peppers coming up next. So we're in our pepper patch here, and to get as close as we possibly can to show you on the plant itself, a lot of this video I'm not even going to be in it. We're just going to try and do a close-up of the plant and show you up tight the pruning techniques that we're going to use. And first of all, I'm using this little pinpoint pruner. I like the Fiskars one. It's got a little rubber handle on it. It's kind of nice. I'll put a link in the bottom in case you want to order it off Amazon so you can find it. But the biggest quandary, and it's the scariest thing, and this is for adults only here because you really got to have some gumption. Every year we go through the same thing. Should we top our peppers? Shouldn't we top our peppers? It's the scariest thing to do is we're going to cut off the top of the pepper. And a lot of people can't even get up the gumption to do it. But you just got to kind of buckle down and do it. So this is a seedling. This is a poblano pepper, poblano ancho, and what we like to do is when it gets 3 nodes, the leaf node here, first you have your cotyledons, then you have your first true set of leaves, your second set of leaves, and right at the 3rd true set of leaves, clip it off right in between the leaves. I know it's hard to do and you think the plant's not going to recover, but trust me, it will. We do it every year. And as you can see, it starts getting bushy. Now we've already cut this one, so I can't just show it to you. But you can see how all of a sudden now it's going to start growing branches out of all these little crotches here. And it becomes a lot more productive when you do that. Now let's take a close-up of this pepper. Happens to be a hot red banana pepper. Let's take a close-up now and take a closer look at the plant itself. So this is a hot red banana, plant. And let's take a look and spread it out in the middle here just to give you an idea. Here's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 fruits on it right now. Plenty of flowers, and if you look close, a lot of these flowers have already been pollinated. So it's going to be carrying a lot more fruit in the very near future. But if we kind of spread and look, you can see where we topped the plant right here. Does that show up in the film? And where we topped it right here, it ended up growing multiple branches instead of just the 1 leader. So now we've got several different branches that are going to be feeding, giving us fruit. Now what I do over the course of the season, and as I said in our basil pruning video, I like to use the motto, give me a reason not to prune, rather than trying to find a reason to prune. Pruning instills growth in a plant. So you want to get in here and prune the plant as much as possible. And you'll see this, we got one of these cheap little tomato cages around the plant because as it gets a little bit bigger and starts bushing out, it's going to have a hard time holding up all that fruit. But I like to come in, and I'll come in and I'll just go around the outside of the plant and clip off all these branches. Sacrifice the flowers, don't worry about it, there'll be plenty of them. And when you clip off the outside, it has a tendency to kind of keep a much more compact habit as it starts growing up further, and then it can start to branch out a little bit further. You can't overcut it, don't worry about it. If you're really concerned, only take off these real little ones. You can simply cut it off like that. But I like to just take off the whole larger portion there, and I'll go around the whole plant and continue to take those off. That one's, I'm sure those couple of ones of clipping, I'm out of view. But go ahead and do that. And now come into the interior of your plant. And let's give it a little bit of sunlight. And take out these branches. These small branches, they'll be fine. Most of the things that you'll be pruning, if you're pruning your fruit trees, you're pruning shrubs, deciduous shrubs, you always want to try to make it a little bit airy in the middle. You know, if you don't keep it airy, that's where you're going to get disease come in there and lots of bugs and so forth. So you want that wind, like they say on a fruit tree, you want to be able to prune it so that a bird can fly through the tree. In your garden plants, you want to keep them a little bit airy on the inside too, so you don't get all kinds of aphids and white flies like on your tomatoes and so forth. So you continue to prune it a little bit on the inside, making it airier. We've pruned the majority of the outside stalks or branches now, and you'll see I cut that one. I kind of mishap right with my clipper, but who cares? You can even get somewhat drastic if you want. Cut it way down. It's not going to hurt anything. It's just going to develop additional branches right there and then grow out. And you can see we're really kind of hacking on this pepper, trying to find some spots to clip it. It'll be fine. Trust me. It'll grow back a lot more dense. You can see these are young plants, and you can see how dense they are. This is July 1st, July 2nd or 3rd, excuse me. July 3rd it is. We're building a house at the moment. Every day of the week kind of runs together here. So we're on July 3rd, and you can see again on this pepper, are we close enough with the camera? Down in the center, there's multiple branches because it's been topped 3 nodes up. So we can see here on this plant that it was pruned early on. It's actually caused multiple leaders. And each one of these leaders is typical of a lot of home gardeners' plants where it would grow into, and that would be the extent of it. But you can see now it's got approximately 3 times as much surface area for it to continue to branch out further. And once again, we're just going to come in here and snip around the outside. Snip these off. Not going to worry about it. Not going to fear, because it's going to grow back a lot more small branches. The first time you do it, it is kind of scary because you think you're really kind of going to wreck the plant. But you'll see, I mean, I can say I probably cut off 15 flowers already. But to no worries. It's going to have a lot more. And there's several fruit on here as it is now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boy, I can't wait until these are ready. So to sum it up, remember, when your plant is young, 3 sets of true leaves, get right in the center, cut it off, cut the top off, and you'll see, just like you can see on this one, it starts to develop multiple leaders. Go out and prune your plants today. Just cut around the outside, cut that one branch that's hanging off, as you'll see there'll be a leaf and a branch and a flower. Cut it off right at the crotch area, and cut them constantly. Cut them every week if you can. Instead of trying to find a reason to prune, try and find a reason not to prune. Power pruning your peppers. Go over and check out our basil video. Pruning is very similar with the basil itself to cause that big bushy effect. Remember, this is the year of the giveaways. This is July. We're going to give away basil seeds now that we've shown you how to grow them and tend to them. Stay tuned. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Watch all our videos, and remember, most of all, come grow with us. These peppers are awesome.